Hi, welcome back to Mondays on the Cure for Your Postpartum Depression. This week we're looking at chapters 9 through 12. J.K. Rowling does a great job of taking us along with Harry on this emotional roller coaster ride. We get to go with him through the ups and downs of hatred and anger, fear, amazement, astonishment, joy, pride, confusion, guilt, curiosity, terror, nervousness. Harry comes to realize that he hates Draco Malfoy more than he ever hated Dudley. And now Gryffindor has to take flying lessons with Slytherin. Harry had looked forward to flying lessons more than he looked forward to anything else. And now he fears that he'll make a fool of himself in front of Malfoy. But that isn't the way things turn out. Harry's one of the few students who gets his broom to jump into his hands right away. That excitement soon turns to anger as Draco Malfoy finds Neville's Remembrall and darts off with it on his broom. Harry knows that he's risking being expelled by jumping on a broom to chase after Malfoy. But Harry's anger quickly mixes with joy when he realizes that he can fly without ever having been taught. It was easy for him, and it was wonderful. When Malfoy throws the Remembrall, Harry madly dashes toward the ground to catch it before it smashes. But before he even gets to register that feeling of exhilaration, he hears Professor McGonagall yelling his name. He has been caught. Harry follows Professor McGonagall, totally expecting to be expelled, feeling like a total failure. Then, complete confusion as Professor McGonagall introduces him to Oliver Wood and he realizes he's not being expelled. Not only that, Professor McGonagall is busy telling Wood how amazing Harry was in catching the Remembrall, and they're discussing him being seeker on the Quidditch team. Professor McGonagall says to Harry, "Your father would have been proud. He was an excellent Quidditch player himself." I love having Harry find out little tidbits here and there about his parents. At dinner, Harry's telling Ron what happened, and Ron responds, "But first years never... You must be the youngest house player in about..." And Harry finishes for him in saying, "a century." But it seems that every high has to be followed by a low. Before Harry gets in much celebration, Malfoy comes along and challenges him to a wizard's duel, which Ron accepts. Harry and Ron show up at the designated place, but no Malfoy. After Filch shows up and they run away to escape, Harry realizes that he was set up. That setup leads Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Neville into the Forbidden Corridor, and the terrifying discovery that there is a 3-headed dog guarding a trapdoor. The next morning, as Harry and Ron reflect on it, they see it as having been an excellent adventure. The curiosity about the 3-headed dog and whatever it is guarding is partially set aside as Harry receives a special owl delivery, which contains a Nimbus 2000 and the beginning of Harry's Quidditch lessons. On Halloween, Harry seems to experience some feelings of guilt over the way he and Ron have treated Hermione, but they get to redeem themselves when they save Hermione, who is cornered by a troll that has gotten into Hogwarts. A few days later, Harry sees Snape's leg all bloody and mangled and overhears him saying to Filch about how are you supposed to keep your eyes on all 3 heads at the same time. Harry believes that Snape is trying to steal whatever it is the dog is guarding, and that he probably let the troll in as a distraction. Harry is filled with nervous excitement, as you can expect, before the game begins, but that quickly turns to fear as his Nimbus 2000 goes out of control. Hermione was sure that Snape was cursing the broom, but in the end it all turned out for good. When Harry lands safely back on the ground, he actually has the snitch in his mouth and has won the game for Gryffindor. That's exciting. Alex mentioned last week about the different layers that keep getting added to Snape's personality, and we see some being added here. But I still want to know, why does he hate Harry so much? Let's move ahead to Christmas morning when Harry discovers a pile of gifts for him at the foot of his bed. The most interesting gift is the mysterious invisible cloak. Who gave it to him? Was it really his father's? It was the best Christmas Harry had ever had, but all day long he was nagged by the cloak and the questions that surrounded it. It must have been strange to slip that on and to see that you had disappeared. That would be pretty cool. Curiosity got the best of Harry on Christmas night, and he snuck out. The restricted section of the library seemed like a logical place to go. But once Harry opened that first book, everything went wrong as the book let out a blood-curdling scream that rang through the halls. Once again, as Harry is running to escape from Filch, he ends up in a room with something interesting. This time, though, it isn't scary. It's fascinating. Harry has discovered a mirror that shows the reflection of his family. Seems to me that Harry becomes obsessed with this mirror. The next night he brings Ron back, but Ron doesn't see Harry's family. Ron sees himself as the head boy, captain of the Quidditch team. On the third night when Harry goes, Dumbledore reveals himself. He's been there all the other times that Harry came. Dumbledore explains to Harry all about the mirror. It shows us nothing more or less than the deepest, most desperate desires of our hearts. However, this mirror will give us neither knowledge or truth. Men have wasted away before it, entranced by what they have seen, or been driven mad, not knowing if what it shows is real or even possible. I think this mirror is an interesting device that J.K. Rowling uses to show us further into Harry's heart. We can learn here how desperate Harry really is to have known his parents and his family, the people that came before his parents. Dumbledore tells Harry it doesn't do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. I think there are a lot of ways that we could apply this little bit of the story to all of our lives. I look forward to hearing what the rest of you have to say this week, and I hope that you'll touch on some of that. That's all I have to say for today. Stay tuned the rest of the week, and I'll see you again next Monday. Bye!